Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, El Tiburon, aka RetroTiburon, on all the social medias. And this month we're talking video rental store memories. Let me introduce my guests. Recurring guest on here, the professor, the artist formerly known as Tatanka, Tylord. What's going on, Tylord?
Hey, thanks for having me back.
At a brand new guest, he goes by WizardHasWares on Instagram. Plays for the band Giggle Guts. Drew, what's going on, Drew?
How's it going, guys? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome. Since you're a first time guest, why don't you tell the people about your band and what you do on Instagram?
Cool. Well, I'll plug my Instagram. I go by WizardHasWares. I am a avid collector of VHS and other wares. VHS cassettes. I like video games. Sorry, I'm in my car right now. There we go.
It just got really spooky. I think you're trying to set the mood.
Good. But I collect all sorts of things. I buy, sell, trade. I do vendors. I have a pop-up at a vintage store in town, or in Burbank, called Yes Baby Vintage, and let me get this all rolled up.
There you go. We're doing it live.
Yeah, I've got you. All right. I just got out of band practice, and to tag my band, we are called Giggle Guts. You can check us out on Instagram. We are Giggle Guts Noise. We're on all musical platforms. We're like a thrash punk band with a little touch of...
You cut out a little bit at the end there.
Oh boy!
You said you're a thrash punk band with a little bit of what?
Comedy in there.
Oh, a little bit of comedy. All right. We hear you now. You were like going in and out, but we could hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, we do it any way we can. Anyway, we figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I brought on Drew, because I've bought some VHS tapes from him from Instagram. I know Tylord has too, very begrudgingly, because Drew, you don't know, Tylord's trying to quit VHS collecting like a crack addict would try to stop buying, doing crack.
Yeah. But how could I pass up that? I got virtual combat from you, right?
Yeah, you did. Actually.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. That's where I recognize your name from.
Yeah. I couldn't pass that. Oh. Yeah. I saw that too, and then I think Mario told me about it, and I was like on the fence about it, and Mario told me, "Oh, I got to get it." That's like one of the only Don the Dragon Wilson movies I don't have.
Oh, it's excellent, dude.
Yeah.
That's like the greatest Mortal Kombat spoof I've ever seen.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I'll tag Tylord and post sometimes and be like, Tylord, I think you need this right here. And he's like, I don't think I want to buy any more VHS, but then he'll still buy it sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff's not on in modern physical, like Blu-ray or even DVD. A lot of stuff's not on that. It's only on like Laserdisc, which can get expensive, or VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's really getting kind of scarce in some areas because people are catching on that it's cool,
Oh yeah. I never thought it would come back. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it's not on streaming. Some of it you can't find on Blu-ray. What I like finding is the pre-recorded stuff, like the Saturday morning cartoons and all that. And
right.
The Tsunamis and just random horror movies that were dubbed onto VHS that's very hard to find.
And you see a lot of the ads from the time, or even like the local channel ads at the time. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found one the other day that was just like Channel 6 News, and it was like a bunch of just like new. And I just left it on, just had it on in the background, and I was enjoying all the commercials and whatnot.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So you, because you sell on Instagram, you flip the VHS tapes. Is there like what's like your best find? Can you remember like like your best find, and where did you find it? That you were like, I can't believe I just found this for a quarter or 50 cents.
Well, I have this buddy who has a moving business, and he hit me up out of the blue one day and was like, hey, man, a friend of mine and me are going to have a garage sale. You should come on down and see what she's got. She's got a bunch of VHS tapes. You know, you hear the normal story that someone passed away and they left their collection behind. So I showed up and he was into anime and art films and all sorts of like crazy, wacky stuff. And in that mix was in that lot was a perfect copy of Time Masters, which is a weird, like, I believe it's like an old Italian animated cartoon. And it's just not the greatest cartoon, but just how hard that tape is to find in such good condition made my heart skip a beat, you know. So I was very excited. How much
does that go for?
But I find a lot of stuff that gets me excited. It's like, you know, when you're opening packs of Pokemon cards and you pull the Charizard, you know, and then I end up finding copies of, like, you know, They Live in a bin full of children's toys, you know. Which is like, and it was like a promotional copy too. I've never seen a promotional copy. It's fun digging around and finding the little hidden gems.
How much did you sell that anime movie for?
What's that? How
much did you sell that movie you were talking about?
That's the thing. I don't sell everything.
Oh, you kept that.
I collect too. The Time Masters, I still got it in my collection.
Oh, nice.
The only copies I see, there's a copy on eBay for around $400, but I don't know if it's worth $400.
How about you, Tylord? Have you found anything that you were like, I can't believe I found this and it's worth this much?
I think I usually just send them to you. Like, I got Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the expensive one, for like 50 cents. I send it to Mario. He's more of a hustler than me, and he always sends me stuff, so I just send that good stuff. And then that Driller Killer I found for 50 cents. That's right. Driller Killer.
Yeah,
nice. I think I
Tylord's like, here, look, I found this. Do you want it? And then I looked it up on eBay. I was like, Tylord, this was like a $300 movie. And but Tylord doesn't care. He's like, here, I'll still send it to you.
This guy always gives me. He always sends me stuff. So.
It's like
nice.
It's like I scratch his back, he'll scratch mine. So it's kind of like a give and take.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's one thing that I love. Mm-hmm. Like when I started collecting, I was into the records at first, and then you know, just the community wasn't as cool as I would have liked it to be for like a collector's community. So I'd like kind of fell out, but what got me back into collecting was the VHS community, how tight they are, how cool they are.
Oh, excellent.
And dude, like how giving everybody is. It's like, it's like I literally today, I got a box of VHS tapes given to me by a coworker, you know?
Cool.
I think the coolest one to me, where did it go? This,
Tupac, Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah.
And you said that's a pricey one? That's an expensive one?
No. I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet, but it's the story behind the murder of rap's biggest superstars. So I imagine it's like a documentary, which I haven't seen this yet. So I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah.
There's some other like little gems in there too, but that was the coolest one in my opinion.
I think for me,
oh heck yeah.
Because like Tylord said, I also like I go out hunting, mostly video games, but now I got into VHS, looking for VHS for collecting and sometimes flipping. One time I went to some lady's house and she had a box full of sealed VHS tapes. And a lot of them were those promo ones. That's when I first discovered what the promo only ones are.
Yeah.
And I think in there was an Evil Dead sealed promo video, and my dumbass puts it on eBay for $250, and it's sold like that. So that's when I knew, like, I think I screwed up. Like, I shouldn't have put it at that price.
Yeah, we've all been there, though.
Yeah, so I was like, well,
trials and tribulations of collecting, you learn the hard way sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. But, we're talking about, VHS, of course, but also just like memories of going to your local video rental store. So, Drew, you said you're originally from Texas. Do you have any memories of the ones you frequented, the names of them? Any funny stories associated with them, or any nostalgia associated with going to rental stores?
Yeah, man. When I was a kid, we lived out in the middle of nowhere. So our only video store was it was inside a convenience store. So, I just got, it was like maybe a bookshelf or two full of movies. And it was very few. So we also only had 4 channels out where I lived in the middle of Dean, Texas. Very small town, about, I would say, maybe 15 miles out of Wichita Falls, Texas, which is north central Texas. But I remember getting movies from there. One that I remember really well is The Secret of Nim, or Nimh.
Yeah.
That movie used to scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Yeah, that was terrifying. Yeah.
I'd get to the part where you see the wizardy looking rat guy, and it would scare me. Or the owl, when it gets to the owl scene, that would scare me too. But I also had some tapes at home. Most of it was all like Saturday morning cartoons that were recorded. A lot of Disney movies like Jungle Book, but I remember that video store. We would always go there and get whatever greasy convenience store food they had, a big Coke and a movie for the night. And I remember one of the best nights, me and my family, we rented Bebe's Kids, and I've never laughed so hard in my life. And I rewatched that movie at an older age, and I was just like, well, that movie wasn't as great as I thought it was. It was that, and then we ended up getting a movie store in town, but it was a little more pricey, so we'd usually go to the convenience store.
That sounds like a good time, like a slice of pizza, a large Coke, and Bebe's Kids.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was the best times. I remember we would always get tamales. Man, tamales were the thing. Yeah. Convenience store tamales.
Damn, I'm Mexican, and I don't think I've ever had convenience store tamales.
They're great. They were great when I was a kid. I wouldn't know how they'd taste now. I haven't lived in Texas in a while now. So,
what about you, Tylord? Video rental store memories. What memories come up?
As far as I think VHS, the first memory of VHS for me, I was probably like 5 years old or so. I don't know if they were a new thing or they had been out for a while, but I don't remember them until I was about 5 or 6. And near our house, there was like a tool store. It was some kind of hardware or tool store. And I think it had always been there. It was in kind of like an industrial area. But inside the lobby there, they had these little boxes with cartoons on them. And I remember they had like Mighty Mouse and Betty Boop and Popeye. And you could rent, I guess they were these things called VHS or videotapes. And I think we ended up getting a VCR, and we would rent from that place near our house. It was like a tool store or a hardware store, and it had a video selection in the lobby. And I remember the movie I rented the most was this movie. It was an anime. It was a Japanese or Korean anime called Grandizer. Do you know anything about that, guys?
No.
He was like a big Voltron guy. Like he fought giant aliens, and he was like a big robot. Like there was a guy riding inside of him. But I remember that I thought that was the absolute shit right there. That Grandizer, like he had all these special powers. He would say stuff like in Street Fighter, like when he'd throw a move, he'd say like double hatchet boomerang, screw pressure punch, and he'd fight the other giant mechs or the aliens. I go, man, that movie's so awesome. And I've never been able to find it since that VHS. But I remember that's the one I would rent all the time. Other than that, of course, it just went on from there. Like they kind of ruined my life. Like before that, like my dad was kind of like a grease monkey or like a into cars and stuff. So I probably would have grown up to have way more better skills. I know a little bit, but all of a sudden I found out about this world of movies and VHS. So that kind of turned me into a nerd. It kind of cut off the good opportunities in life, but fun times like the mom and pop shops. I had quite a few of those. The main place we would go to save money was the library. You could check out VHS. There was this area in the library where these little boxes with cards. There was like a comedy section, an action, a sci-fi, a documentary. You'd flip through the cards and there'd be a description of the movie on each card. You take it up. You could check out one or two with every library card. And that's where I first found out about the James Bond movies. I got obsessed with James Bond movies around when I was 6 or 7. Like most of them were in there, and I would check those out and watch them over and over and over. Yeah. So,
do you guys remember?
I've never seen. I don't think I've seen a single James Bond movie.
Oh shit!
And I feel like I should be ashamed.
Hey, Drew.
It's like blasphemy.
You're not the only one. I think. Yeah, I think Mario never saw any of them until he met me, right?
I had never seen another, and I was even like, am I the only person on earth that's never seen a James Bond movie? So now I know somebody else. I had never seen one.
The other one we would rent all the time and watch it was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. God rest his soul, he just passed away. But that was one that we would watch over and of course Jaws here. That was like that. All these movies, I got turned on to them because of checking out the VHS tapes at the library.
Yeah. That's. Do you guys remember the store names that you would go to, like that convenience store?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was called? Was it a 7-Eleven or was it called something else, Drew?
Oh.
Can you hear me, Drew?
Wait, what's that?
What do you remember the name of the place where you would go rent your movies?
Oh man, we just called it the convenience store. It had a name that I cannot remember. It was like in the middle of nowhere. If I said the name, nobody would even know. It was like Barbara's Joint or something like that. Kathy's Spot, or it was a very in the middle of nowhere kind of place, you know.
That's cool. Do you remember?
I was a little kid too, and then we ended up moving to Paris, Texas, and we had a family video there. And I would rent video games and all kinds of stuff from there. I remember renting World at War, Call of Duty World at War, and playing Nazi zombies with my friends and like screaming till 4 a.m. really high on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Yeah, family video. I spent a lot of time there just looking through the cheap movie stack, and that's where I really discovered horror. All the wacky movies I'm really into are like Trauma and stuff like that. And what really was the gateway to that was Kung Pao for me. I mean,
that's a good one.
At the time, I couldn't have thought of a wackier movie, you know. And then from there, I ended up digging around and finding Toxic Avenger, and you know, it was one of those movies that I wasn't allowed to have. So I watched it about a quarter of the way through. And then my mom was like, oh, heck no, you cannot be watching this. So I didn't get to watch that till, you know, later on in my life. And then when I finally got me a copy of it, it was all over. I'm obsessed with Trauma now. I love everything about Trauma.
Yeah, that's
Traumaville for life.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
What about you, Tyler? Do you remember the name of your video rental stores?
That one I mentioned, the tool shop. I don't remember what the name of that was, but I do remember we had a place called Mr. Video, and that was a cool place because it had like themed rooms. Like there's a horror room with like cobwebs and spiders and bats and lights and a little horror room section. And what else? There was I remember there was one called Major Video. It's kind of a lot like Blockbuster, but I don't think it was as big. What else? Hollywood Video, yeah. That was a big one, though, right? That's where you could get all the games. Yeah, that had all the video games, too. That was so fun. Back then, you could movies and video games.
The video game section, I kind of went a little nuts with it.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis was my shit for a little while. And then when the Dreamcast came out, I lost my shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon my French. I don't know if we're allowed to curse on this.
You're allowed to curse. You're allowed to curse here. Wait, one of my main sound effects here is a boner sound. This boner sound right. Hold on. Let's see. This is not a very sophisticated PG podcast, so you're free to curse.
Excellent.
Yeah, for me, I think the memories that come up, I think the first movies I remember renting were like those Marvel. They were like 70s, early 80s, like cartoons, but they were kind of almost like comic book style. Do you guys remember those?
Yeah.
And it was like Spider-Man and Thor. Oh. It was almost like like you would see like a punch, and then it would just be like it wasn't like really fluid. It was like a comic book style almost.
I feel like it reminded me of the way they did Ralph Bakshi movies, how they kind of like filmed it and then they drew over the like film sprites.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I've been looking for those, but I've never ever seen one of those VHS tapes.
I don't either.
The covers look like they were like out of the 70s, like the drawings. But I've never seen them. No.
Yeah.
But
it had to be around the same time that like, Fire and Ice and all that was being put out.
Oh yeah. And the Lord of the Rings and all that.
Man. Oh, that movie, Lord of the Rings and Monty Python and the Holy Grail were the two movies that never left my VCR.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with all that.
You wore out the tape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, I remember just like that. And then I discovered wrestling, WWF. And then I just lived. I remember still, like, I would walk into, it was called the Video Hut. I would walk in, far right section. That's where all the WWF Coliseum videos were.
Yeah.
I would just go straight
That's
there.
usually the first place I went to.
Yeah. Go there. Let me rent Survivor Series 1990 for like the 10th time. Like on their computer, it probably just had, me renting that movie over and over and over. But funny, like oddly enough, that place burnt down. I remember I was sad because it got burnt down during the LA riots. I don't know if y'all remember the LA riots. What was that? 92, 93 around there.
I didn't realize you were. Oh yeah, you were a little kid, and I didn't realize you were born by then.
Yeah, I lived like 4 blocks from where the riots kind of ended, and I remember that was I was like bummed out. I was like, no, that's where I would go rent all my WWF tapes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh, come on, Tylord knows the guy right here. I don't know if you can see it behind me right here.
I can't.
The yellow and red, the Hulkster.
Oh, the Hulk, Hulkamania.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I've been watching all kinds of documentaries on wrestlers here lately, but my guy is Stone Cold.
What?
Yeah.
Gotta go with Stone Cold.
Yeah. What? Yeah, Stone Cold.
What?
Yeah, Stone Cold cool too.
Yeah.
But I just like a lot of my memories have to do like with also like the journey to get to the video store. Because I remember my mom would, I don't know why, but she would let me walk to the video store.
Yeah, that's fun times.
Yeah, after Video Hut burnt down, they opened Excalibur Video. Like, so I must have walked like 2 miles there and 2 miles back. And I just remember putting on my Sony Walkman with my cassette, listening to like Pearl Jam or like
Hell yeah,
Alice in Chains or something, and that was like the fun of it, walking there and going to find your movie and walking back with it, listening to Pearl Jam or whatever.
That's funny you say that. There was sometimes I would do the same thing. I would hop on my bike with my backpack, and it was kind of far. I don't know how far, but maybe about 3 miles, 2 or 3 miles. And sometimes I'd get there to the video store, and then I'd call my mom and be like, "Hey, Mom, can you come pick me up?" It's too far to bike back. I got too many VHS tapes.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you would go there, you would rent something because, like you said, sometimes it would be a walk. It was a commitment. It's not like nowadays you go on Hulu, Paramount, Netflix. You just toggle through hundreds of selections, and you're like, nah. You're almost overwhelmed by how many stuff there is to watch at the click of a button. When you would go to the video rental store, if you rented something, you were gonna watch it, even if it sucked, right?
Yep. You know, it's funny. Even since I was a kid, I was always interested in like not the new movies. You know, I didn't want to see the new. I wanted to see what was already out. Because what made me mad about it, you go there to rent the new movie, and they'd all be rented out, and you're like upset not getting to see the movie. So I'm like, screw that. I'm gonna go rent Toxic Avenger again.
And also they were $1 too. The newer ones were like $3 or $4. The old ones were usually $1. I love that. I think there was like how many you could rent, like 3 or 4 at once. So it just kind of like you talk about looking through Tubi or Netflix now, like you're sitting there scrolling through it for an hour trying to figure out what to watch. That's kind of how it was at the video store. But I just walk around and read the back and walk around. I'd be in there for like an hour trying to find the movie I wanted.
Yeah, same, man. That was the journey, man. The journey of finding that movie, and then finding that one that's like hidden behind other movies. You're like, oh my god, they got this one.
Yeah.
You were probably better off watching the Toxic Avenger versus whatever the new release was at the time. You're probably better off with Toxic Avenger.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Jurassic Park. What's that? I'm going to
go. That's going to be a flash in the pan. Let me watch a Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Be Kind Rewind? Do you remember that, Drew? Did you rewind? Were you kind?
You know, here's another. I did rewind, but you know, they have those Blockbuster videos that have the I call them concrete stickers over the tape.
I don't remember those.
Well, so when you'd get rental videos of Blockbuster, they'd put those stickers over the rewound side of the tape, and it kind of hides the tape a little bit. Well, now when you find them, I like to fast forward it so that I see if it's moldy or not, because it kind of hides the tape. But yeah, I always, even when I send packages to buyers, I typically rewind the tapes. Oops.
Oh, excellent.
Damn, that's ingrained. That is true, because I think every time I've gotten a VHS tape from like an Instagram seller, I never have to rewind them. So it's almost it's almost like etiquette. The etiquette's still there.
The only time I leave a tape fast forwarded if it does have a sticker over that one side, just so people can see that the tape is in good shape. But unfortunately, they'll have to rewind it to watch it. That's the only time I don't rewind. Fast forward.
Were you a rewinder, Tylord, or were you one of those mischievous kids not rewinding their tape?
No, I think my parents raised me well. I rewound them. We had one that looked like a car. I think you have that one. It looks like a car. I forget if it's a Mercedes or something. You put it in there and rewind it. And then I think we ended up getting I think that was at my grandparents' house, that one. And we ended up just getting some cheapo one. It was like $3, just like a cheapo, just a plain gray box that we'd rewind them in. Yeah. Because I guess I don't know if it's true. Like I don't want to wear the VCR out. I don't know if it's true. It's probably just a money making scheme. Like it probably doesn't wear out the VCR, but I would always be worried it would wear out the VCR, so I'd rewind them in that thing.
Totally does though, because you're putting miles on it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I believe in it, and I also use a dry cleaning tape. I don't use the wet cleaning tapes because wet cleaning can like cause buildup, but not.
What do you mean wet? You mean the one where you add the little drops? Where you add the drops to the...
Yeah, don't use those in your VCR.
Oh, okay. That's the one I'm using.
No, don't do that. What the best one to use, I actually put a little video on my Instagram showing how it works and everything, but it's called the it's called a disc washer, even though it's for VHS. It's just the brand is disc washer. I'll send you a link. It's a dry cleaning tape, and you can find them on eBay for around $10-15. But I've had so many VCRs come in lately that weren't working, and I popped that in and let it play through about 10 times. Pulled it out, put it in a tape, and the VCR works just fine. Most of the times they just need cleaning, you know.
That's good to know. Yeah, I bought this little like the TV back here for the audio listeners. I have a little like VCR combo TV. I bought this at a yard sale for like $20, and I started getting into like buying VHS tapes, and I had completely forgotten about you having a clean, like needing a disc cleaner, a tape cleaner. And I thought my TV was broken because it was all this static, and I was like, oh man, I guess I gotta get rid of this TV. And and I YouTube like, how do I fix it? And I was like, damn, I forgot that this is what we had to do back then when you did the tape cleaners.
Yeah, I've got one of those VCR TV combos, and after every like few movies, I'll just put that disc or the head cleaner in there, and it plays just fine. Sometimes it gets a little grainy on me because it is old, you know. So yeah, usually I put that tape in there and it fixes it up just fine.
And does that tape last a long time, or you have to like buy them periodically, like new tape cleaners?
No, it even says on the tape itself, you could use it as many times as possible. I feel like you could use it as much until the actual thing breaks, you know.
Nice. All right.
But as long as you can hear, like you put the tape in, you hear this whirring noise, which is just it cleaning. And as long as it's making that noise, it's still working.
All right, that's a pro.
It's called
I'll send you a video. It's hard to explain unless you're actually watching it work, because it's a strange little device, you know. It's really cool. It'll extend the life of your VCR another 20 years.
Damn, that's a pro tip.
Excellent.
Pro tip right there.
That's just an estimate on the 20 years part, but I hope.
Yeah.
Hey, Tylord, did you ever peek behind the forbidden curtain? If you know what I mean. Did you ever peek behind there?
Yeah, I peeked in there a couple times, but usually there was some other pervert in there, and it kind of made me uncomfortable, so I would leave. Or usually I didn't want to be in there when there was someone else in there, so I could peek in there, but usually there'd be some guy in there, and he would be in there forever, and then he'd come out all sweaty.
Did you ever peek behind there, Drew? Behind the forbidden curtain?
But my mom always caught me, and she'd smack me in the head. Not to look behind the curtain. She'd also smack my dad too if she caught him also.
I
wasn't allowed to look back there, but I did anyways.
I think I was like too chicken. I was always like, oh, I'm gonna get arrested and they're gonna haul me off or something. I was always so afraid.
Yeah. I feel like you were breaking the law or so.
Behind the curtain, straight to jail.
Yeah. My friend Billy, who has been a guest on here, he went into the behind the curtain, and I almost thought he went on like a Mission Impossible mission, like, oh man, what if I never see him again after he gets sent to prison? Yeah.
Did he make it out, man?
He did make it out.
He's like, I've been to the other side.
Yeah, when he came out, he had a couple extra chest hairs growing out of his chest.
Yeah,
like,
he was man.
Maybe another type of growth too, but we'll leave that alone.
That's how VHS collectors become in.
Yeah.
When you go behind the curtain and you come out without getting smacked by your mom.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to our next topic. I was talking with Tylord like about like what are some of your favorite like VHS covers? I know you're out in your van right now, Drew, or else you would have been able to show us some. But Tylord, what are some of your favorite VHS covers?
Well, I picked out a few of them. You want me to just share them, or or just share one of them? I got. I'll start off with this one. This is the first VHS I ever got my whole life. I think it was at my birthday or at a Christmas when we had the relatives over. I think my uncle got it for me. It was like the first VHS I ever got. So I just like it every time I see it. And this is like the only VHS I have from my childhood. So every time I see this cover, it just brings me warmth. Godzilla versus Megalon. This it's nothing special about it. It's actually really cheesy and unattractive with like really boring font there and a crappy picture of Godzilla. But this one just the first VHS I ever had, it was always in the house. If it was the only VHS in the house, there was only one in the house. It was always this. Nice. And I like that movie too.
I've never seen that.
Then, Godzilla versus Megalon from '73, I think it is. There's one of the really corny, cheesy ones. If you're into WWF, you'll love this one. There's like a tag team match at the end.
That's good.
And then,
Stunner.
Yeah, Godzilla do a Stone Cold Stunner to Mothra.
I think there's a couple of body slams and I think there's a flying drop kick. It's Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. He kind of looks like Ultraman. It's Godzilla and Jet Jaguar versus Megalon and Gigan. And Megalon's a big beetle, and Gigan's like this big. I can't even describe Gigan. He's a cool looking. I think he's like I can't describe him. He has like hook hands and like a beak and a buzzsaw on his chest. But and then this one here, I've always liked this just because I like the movie too. It's really a guilty pleasure, but I love this artwork, Jaws: The Revenge.
Oh yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, they got. I think the same guy that Mick McGinty, this artist, this illustrator, did this. I really love all of his work, especially this one here. But and he just passed away recently. But he's done all kinds of fantastic, like movie posters and VHS covers, like Rambo 2, like First Blood Part 2, and The Fly is one. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Space Invaders, Hook. Those have nice covers. And also the video games. He did the same guy that did this did some of my favorite video games, like the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo Street Fighter games. Like the one with Chun-Li is kicking Blanca. Blanca's rolling over Ryu. The same guy did it. And Streets of Rage, I think. So I like that one.
Oh, he did Streets of Rage too? The Streets of Rage 2 cover?
Yeah, I think he did like all of them, I think.
That's cool.
And then this one here, I had to just show this one. I like the cover too, but I wanted to flex that Billy D. Williams signed this.
Oh wow!
Very
Return of
nice.
the Jedi. Yeah, there's quite a few of these good movie art illustrators. This guy's called Drew Struzan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's done a lot of good stuff. Blade Runner, the Indiana Jones movies. The one I don't have, I would have showed that if I had it, as Dreamscape. That's like the best looking movie cover ever. But this one, I freaking love this style here.
Heck yeah!
And then I'll get through these fast here. This one, Excalibur. I haven't watched this movie in a while, but that freaking cover is amazing. This guy's name is Robert M. Peake. And he's done a lot of movies too. I just love the how like a lot of these have like the blue and red contrast. That was kind of a big theme, like in the 80s, and the knights and the sword just captures your imagination right there. Excalibur from '81, and then I was talking about James Bond again. The Man with a Golden Gun here. This guy has done a lot of them. I think throughout the mid 60s to early 70s, he did all of the artwork. There's so much activity going on around here.
Yeah, that one's
so a lot
cool.
of the key action scenes from the movie, like the real stunts of the car spiraling over the bridge like a jump. That was a real stunt. That's on there. All the pretty ladies and the karate people and and Nick Nack, the little guy over here. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, I just love all the activity. He did. I think this guy, his name is Robert McGinnis, another McG. He did all these. I think he's done over like 1,200 paperback books too. Like he does paperback book covers. But I love that one. Wow. I think he's done all of them, all the way from Thunderball in '64, all the way to Man with a Golden Gun in '73. I think he's done every Bond cover.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, so those are some I like that I dug out. You should have seen my bed today. I dug out all my VHSs. I have probably not as much as you guys have, or at least you, Drew. But I had to put them all piled up in my bedroom. I could have swam in them, but I dug out some of my favorites.
You should have done a Scrooge McDuck and dove into the VHS. What about you, Drew? Maybe I'll put an image, since you're not able to show us some of your favorite VHS covers. What are some of your favorites?
Yeah, well, I'll pick my top three. I would have to go with definitely the Lord of the Rings cartoon.
Oh yeah,
how epic is Gandalf on that? Holding the sword, he's just a mountain of a wizard. And, you have the hobbits down there, in fear of his power, I don't know. That's just one of the greatest covers ever. And if I had to pick a second, oh man, there's so many good ones. Of course, I love the Frazetta style art, the Frank Frazetta style art, the Conan, Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
God, dude, when I first saw that cover, I was just in awe. I stared at it forever. I was just like, this is the coolest artwork ever. And then at that time, I was also, very into. My mom had a pretty big record collection, and she had that Molly Hatchet album that has the Death Dealer on the front, and I would get lost in the album cover as well. I know we're talking about VHS tapes, but and then if I have to go with something that's very cool and something I actually really like the Toxic Avenger 2 because he's got the American flag. Very patriotic, very bulky and cool. And then he's got the babe in his arms too, and he's saving the day, and there's toxic waste all around him. It's just probably one of the most epic covers most ridiculous covers of any movie, because then you actually watch the movie and the prosthetics are kind of terrible. His costume is terrible. His mask, he's not as bulky as he is on the cover, but he's still a very massive man. Yeah, it's just such a good movie, man. All of that Troma stuff is just, all their covers are great. But I would say those are probably my top three, and they're all kind of they revolve around that Frank Frazetta style art, which is very almost realistic, but very fantasy and magical and colorful, but dark in some areas too. He captured a lot of imagination in one still picture, and I remember as a kid just getting lost in that type of imagery, that very the Star Wars art too. That was going to be one that I was gonna say, but the older one where it's Darth Vader on the front with the saber, and it's very old. I forget that artist's name. I forget his name. I forget that artist's name. I'm not good with names. I always tell people I'm not much of a sports guy, so it's hard for me to remember names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like sports guys are so good at remembering names.
Yeah. Can you every year all these different guys?
Yeah.
I'll fire through some of mine. Some of these I might have gotten from Drew at WizardHasWares.
Yeah.
This one I think was one of those. I wanted to be this guy on the cover right here. I wanted to be.
Oh yeah.
Marion Cobretti. I have a poster up on my wall. I love this. This is probably my favorite action movie cover.
Oh, dude, that was one of the most actiony action movies ever.
Hell yeah. And then this one, I don't even remember seeing this one as a kid, but how cool is this one? The Killer Clowns.
I did, but I never watched it as a kid.
No, this one's a great one. I just love how he's spinning the earth like a Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah.
This one used to scare the hell out of me as a kid when I would go to the video rental stores.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, I couldn't even watch that. It scared the crap out of me.
Just the look on his face was like, who is this dude with the chainsaw? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre original cover. Scared the hell out of me. Staying on topic, I might have got this one from you. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, you did?
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club version.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, which also scared the hell out of me because I was like, who are these guys?
I didn't even know they existed till I was in my teens.
Yeah, I love that one. This one right here, I used to love seeing this one at the video store. Dead Alive.
Yeah.
I've not seen that one yet either, and I know that I've seen the one scene with the lawnmower, dude. I'm excited to see.
Oh, you gotta watch Dead Alive, man. Especially if you love like that over the top like humor, horror of like Toxic Avenger. That'll be right up your alley.
Another one by so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know if you ever seen that. You never seen this one, Drew?
No.
This is another. It's a horrible movie, but it's very funny. Very funny.
It makes me think of Funny Guy.
Funny Guy? Which one?
That one yet?
No, I've never seen that.
It's like an Australian horror film. Y'all should check it out. It's pretty pricey right now, but it's worth the watch.
What's it called? Funny Man?
Mm-hmm. Just look it up. Okay. It's. I got a promotional copy of it from my boy Bootleggins, who y'all should follow on Instagram. Bootleggins. He's got a great collection of stuff.
The Australian horror movie I want is Razorback. I want that. I don't know if you know Razorback. I want that VHS.
Oh, Razorback.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Were you gonna show something, Tylord? You got another one over there?
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Oh, speaking of, I think he from New Zealand or Australia. Peter Jackson that did Bad Taste. Another one you got to check. That did
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. Check out Bad Taste too if you can.
I haven't seen that one either. I heard you told me about that one.
It's the one you would always see at the video store. There's like an alien flipping you off. It was called Bad Taste. And at the video store I went to, so they had an extra finger taped on, so it looked like he was going like this.
Yeah, I've seen him. It's like a gross ass looking alien with like, what's that one?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Free stuff. Speaking of rentals, y'all remember when they would just like have loose?
Yeah.
Man, I got a bone to pick with Blockbuster. I never went to Blockbuster till all the mom and pops were gone, and then I became a Blockbuster. I don't know what you call it, renter, member, and they would like freaking nickel and dime you like, oh, you're one day late, $10. I'm like, what the? Like, fuck this.
Cop hates them because they wouldn't allow any trauma movies in there, and like Blockbuster.
Blockbuster made me go to Netflix. Like they charged me like $10 for being one day late. I was like, I'm going to Netflix. I'm not renting from Blockbuster anymore.
Here's how much of a purist I am. I still haven't ever paid for any live streaming except for the Trauma Now app.
Oh, damn. I didn't know they had it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Everything on there, dude. It's only $5.99. Super cheap. Or $4.99 maybe. Super cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And you get the whole library, like the whole trauma library?
Yeah, you can watch it all. Yeah, you can find out which ones are your favorite and then go buy them online, or from Trauma. They have it all on Blu-ray.
Yeah. I didn't realize their library was so big, but that catalog you sent me, Mario, it was called Oldies. Oldies movies. That catalog you sent me, that like there's a whole Trauma section in there. There's like tons of movies. I didn't realize they had that many.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
good. I'm saying bye to my bandmates, guys. Bye, guys.
There you go.
Bye. Everybody look up Giggle Guts Noise on Instagram, and
heck yeah.
there's a gift. It was
my birthday yesterday.
Oh,
so happy birthday gift.
Happy belated.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'll open it on stream. Let's
see it. Let's see it.
Yeah,
everybody likes unboxings.
Drew's gonna open his gift here. It was his birthday yesterday.
If it's a severed head, I'm gonna be very upset.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? It's kind of heavy. Oh my god, it's Whataburger spicy ketchup.
Oh, heck yeah.
Dude, I love you, man. Thank you so much, dude. Make me feel right at home. I was wondering why it was heavy. Dude, I'm going to go home and eat this right now. I'm just going to suck it right out of the tube.
Hey, since you got that Whataburger ketchup, you tell us what's better. What's better, In-N-Out or Whataburger?
Oh, is it even a question? It's not even a contest, my dudes. Anybody who I've taken to, any of my Californian friends I've taken to Whataburger, it's like when they take a bite of just the French fries, it's like the hand of God touches them, dude. They're just like, they see the light, and it's like, yeah, dude, like there is no contest. Like In-N-Out's okay, but Whataburger, I don't even know why there's competition.
Have you had it, Tylord?
No
Whataburger?
No, I don't. I haven't been over that to Texas. We only have In-N-Out where I am. You don't have them down there, do you?
We do. We had. I think the closest one from my hometown was in Denton, which was only an hour or 2 hours away.
But we don't have Whataburger down here in SoCal. I don't think there's any.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No.
I will say,
from what I've seen, they look like they're way bigger than our In-N-Out burgers. Like they actually look physically bigger.
They're bigger and there's more options, and they have like 20 different dips. They have like a jalapeno ranch. There's like a like there's, and then they have breakfast on top of that. And they have taquitos. They have sweet tea. That's what I'm missing here in SoCal is my sweet tea, dudes.
I wonder if it'll ever make it over here, or you think it'll just stay over there? I wonder if it'll ever make it over here to California.
Yeah, I've looked at it. They've tried back in the day, and people wouldn't. They just weren't into it for some reason. But I took my girlfriend to Texas, and she tried Whataburger for her first time. The service was better, which was strange because the service at In-N-Out is great.
Yeah. It's spot on, yeah.
For whatever reason, we just pulled up to the right Whataburger, and it was perfect, you know. So
I had a Whataburger like 4 years ago. My wife and I went to San Antonio, and I wanted to go see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station, and I had Whataburger, and I liked it more than In-N-Out too. I kind of like that it had more of like that like mustardy taste. I really like mustard. The one that I got had like that really good mustard taste.
Yep. Yeah, here they have Thousand Island.
Okay.
And I was like, so everybody has Big Macs here.
Yeah. In-N-Out's big on the what's it called? Secret sauce or special sauce?
Secret sauce. That's what In-N-Out has. Yeah.
If you get the animal style, it's a lot better with the caramelized onions on the In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, it probably isn't as good as the Whataburger.
Yeah.
Or how do you say it? Whataburger?
It's Whataburger.
So I say it wrong, and my partner, she picks on me about it, but it's Whataburger.
But I heard we have another.
Yeah, but everyone says Whataburger, huh?
Yeah, it's my accent. You know, I can't help it.
We have a friend. Yeah. We have a friend. He's in by Houston, right? But he says you're supposed to say it Whataburger.
Yeah, he says you're supposed to say Whataburger.
That's funny. I don't know that you're supposed to, but it just comes out when you have that Southern accent. You know?
Yeah.
I just have a couple more VHS tapes. I never saw this at the video store, but there was a billboard in Koreatown where I went.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
You know Koreatown, I'm sure, Drew. The Koreatown area in LA.
Yeah.
There was this giant billboard with this cover, and this always haunted me as a kid. Norman Bates showing off the keys.
Psycho 2 or 3 is that?
Psycho
right?
3.
Oh, okay.
This
is that sealed?
No, it's not sealed.
It's just clean looking.
This used to scare me as a kid. I was like, who's this creepy dude holding keys? Like,
yeah.
My favorite horror movie franchise is Friday the 13th, but if I had to pick one, I think it's this one.
Oh, that's the best one. Yeah, that's best cover.
The Final Chapter. Yeah, I love Final Chapter.
Just got that VHS too. I haven't watched that. I like the Jason Lives. I love that in.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that one's kind of funny.
Final Chapter is more serious because Jason Lives is more like cool, more funny. I love Jason Lives, but it's a different vibe. Yeah,
Return of the Living Dead in a way.
Yeah,
kind of like that. It even has Tom Matthews from Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. You're right. It freaking does, man.
Tom Matthews. You know what what VHS I wish I had? This is like a repro of Troll 2. Like someone made this a custom. I wish I had the original Troll 2. This one, I don't know. I bought it from another VHS seller, but I love that it's like a green Troll T custom tape.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Who did I buy this from?
Custom tape with Reanimator, and there's it's like blue and lime green on the cover. Well, I did a lime green tape on it. I'm very proud of it.
Oh, you make customs too? Like custom tapes?
I can make customs. I repair tapes. I PRs depending on if it's repairable. I'm a tinkerer, man. I don't only collect. I like to fix tapes too. I'm gonna start getting into like dubbing stuff because I've got some rare stuff that would be worthy of dubbing, and my singer, he's actually an animator.
That's cool.
Oh wow.
Tony Solano art. He makes killer art. It's very like Ren and Stimpy inspired, but very much his own. Very much.
Is he the one that drew your band logo, the Giggle Guts?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll show it. Yeah. I'll show it. It looks like, for the audio listeners, he kind of reminds me of Krang, but like a gut. I said. Yeah, like Krang, but it's a stomach.
He is a huge Ninja Turtle fan.
Hell yeah.
He's a huge. He knows all the lore. He knows everything. He knows knowledge, man. He'd be great on this show, dude. He's great.
All right, awesome. Maybe future episode right there. And I'll finish it off since it always goes back to wrestling with me.
Yeah.
I gotta go WrestleMania 6.
Dude, that's a good one too.
Hogan Warrior.
Yeah, dude.
This one I know.
Thing was when like Rock and Sock Connection and Generation X and
Attitude Era.
Austin were hot. You
know? You're younger. You're still in your 20s, I think, right?
No, I just turned 34.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yesterday, my birthday. Feels weird, man. Feels weird being 34.
Look. Well,
right there.
Well, you don't look 34, so you're good.
Well, thank you.
And we've got Survivor Series. I know Tylord loves this one right here. Survivor Series. We got Hulk Hogan, the Legion of Doom, the Ultimate Warrior. I used to rent. Tylord, you. I know you love this cover right here.
Oh hell yeah, that's my favorite Survivor Series, and I love that cover. Yeah.
Is Macho Man that one?
He did not wrestle in this one.
He had an interview or something, but he didn't wrestle.
You see that question mark? There's like a silhouette.
Yeah.
That's the Undertaker, Drew. That was his first appearance. That was his first. Yeah, he was like, I don't know if you're a big Mortal Kombat guy. He was like the, what do they call that guy? Noob Saibot, or he was like the mystery guy.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
And I think my favorite wrestling cover, probably of all time, right here, the Royal Rumble.
The one with the artwork. Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, this was like a drawing. The VHS tape. Love this one.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. We're gonna wrap.
Dude, that you like wrestling.
Oh yeah, I love wrestling. I think like my podcast, I do like I was telling you, different topics, horror, like TV shows, wrestling. It always just goes back to wrestling. I always just whatever I'm talking about, I always go back to wrestling.
It's like wrestling were they were real life superheroes to people back then. there's something special and nostalgic about it, especially in those Hogan days and Macho Man Randy Savage. You know, those guys were the best of the best when it comes to promos.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love He-Man. And that's a good like I used to watch He-Man, and then I saw Hulk Hogan on TV once, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's the real He-Man. He's a real
yeah."
Yeah. And I was like, "Forget He-Man. Let me watch Hulk Hogan instead." Yeah, but we're gonna wrap things up because I know that Drew's in his van too, so we gotta let him go home. I don't want him to get shanked out there in the mean streets of LA.
Nah, I'm at like a practice space here, and I guess this is Burbank, maybe, or close to North Hollywood, maybe.
Oh, you're safe. You're safer there, I think.
I'm safe. There's tons of musicians surrounding me. Only thing I should be afraid of is getting contact high with all these.
But Tylord, why don't you tell the people where they can find you on YouTube and Instagram?
Tylord79 on Instagram. I don't ever post anything there, but if you want to contact me or talk about something or whatever, if I post anything, it's always be related or video game or wrestling. Then my YouTube channel is Tylord. I think it's just or nothing else. I do movie pickups, talk about video games or anything fun. Don't try to bring over too much traffic over there. I'm at the point I like where I get maybe like 50 views and I can keep up with people and I have nice little intimate conversations. So don't plug me too much.
And this podcast is so retro. You just saw Tylord turning into Max Headroom over there. Yeah, like digitized over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, cool. I see it over here.
What about Drew? Why don't you tell the people like where they can find you on the social media, what you got going on? This episode's dropping around sometime in late September, early October.
Oh, great. Well, then I won't tag the recent shows that I'm about to be doing. But you can find me on Instagram, just at WizardHasWares. And on there, I just show off things that I find on my adventures, VHS records, DVDs, CDs, Pokemon cards, anything collectible, video games. And we're going to have to talk more about video games, Tylord.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, I'm very much a gamer myself.
All right.
Also, you can find my band. We're Giggle Guts Noise on Instagram, and you can find us on all musical platforms. We play in the LA area for right now. You know, we're still sort of new to the scene, so we're still trying to get our feet wet. But you know, we're real excited to be playing with a bunch of local bands here soon at Corbin Bowl and FTG Warehouse. If you can follow those on Instagram as well, those are great places to play. And I just moved to a new location. I'm going to start doing more live streaming. Me and my buddy were live streaming, opening up Pokemon cards and watching VHS tapes and just getting those nostalgia feels going for people who don't always have the time to sit around and watch VHS or open Pokemon cards or open boxes of cool stuff, you know. So we like to do it on live stream and have fun with it and joke around. And we'll have Tony on Tony Solano Art on Instagram, and he's very funny. So yeah, just I'll keep you posted on that, and we'll definitely do a thing where we have special guests and whatnot. So look forward to doing more live streams in the future. This was fun.
Yeah, I think I saw you. I jumped into one of your live streams. You were playing, I think, Turtles in Time, or one of the Turtles. Turtle. You were playing, on the Super Nintendo. I think you were playing a Turtles game. I remember.
So Tony's a huge Turtles fan, and he hadn't played that game since he was a kid. So we went live and we're farting around playing that game. And it ended up the party. We had Lex the Illusionist, which is a magician here in LA, and he does shows in Vegas. He was on the show and was doing magic tricks. And then my buddy Ty, who's in Fast Ride, which is a local band here in town, he was there, and we were all just like having a good time, opening Pokemon cards, playing video games, doing exactly what you wish you were doing. What you were doing when you were a kid. It just now we're old enough to buy all those things ourselves and keep that whole feeling of nostalgia alive.
Yeah, man. Stay young at heart. Stay yong at heart.
Always, man.
And if you can do me a favor, if you can send me like links through the Instagram chat, like of whatever you want me to link, I'm gonna put for the audio listeners in the show notes of this episode. I'll drop all the links for Drew from WizardHasWares and Tylord, but don't follow Tylord because he says he doesn't want you subscribing.
I don't mind.
He's like, I got enough friends. Leave me alone.
No, come on over. It's all right.
Unless you're giving me VHS tapes, I don't want to have it.
Tylord does not want VHS tapes anymore. He said like, man, he calls it VHS trash. I can't buy him no more VHS trash, but he keeps buying it. He keeps buying.
Yeah, but between Mario and this place I have in town, Rasputin's, I don't know if you have them. They have 50-cent VHS tapes. They have a huge, like rows and rows of them. Between Mario and that, I just keep shoveling them in every week.
I think I sent him one that I bought from you, Drew. Ninja Terminator, I think it was like this. Weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie.
I bought it from you and I sent it to Tylord. Like I sent it to
Yeah, what'd you think? Did you watch it yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen like reviews on it, and I like that director. I think his name's Godfrey Ho. I watched a lot of his other crappy movies, so I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy it.
So like I said, I'll put links to these guys' channels if you're listening on the audio podcast in the show notes of the episode. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously it'll be on the description. As for me, I'm a RetroTiburon on all the social medias. You can check out RetroTiburon.com. I have the archive of all the podcast episodes. If you want to buy a mug, a shirt to support the podcast, keep the lights on, you can support that way. Otherwise, I'm gonna let you guys leave, but we're gonna play a song from Giggle Guts.
Oh, excellent.
Which one would you? I'll let you choose, Drew. We got Clean the House, Fight Night, Nuts to Butts, Guts R Us, Doctor's Orders. Which one would you go with?
Everybody likes Clean the House. It's about my buddy Tony having a crazy party and then having to clean it up after. You know how there's usually songs about the party? Well, we wrote a song about the cleanup after because that always gets so
All right. Well, we'll leave you guys with Clean the House by Giggle Guts. Check them out on Instagram. See you guys. See you guys on the other side.
See ya.
Later.